So, good afternoon, everyone. Hi, I'm Sylvia, and it's a warm welcome that you are joining this circular economy presentation. There's 3R strategy for packaging, including the holistic approach for true impact. And before we are starting or going into the deep dive of the presentation, I would like to give you some food for thoughts, right? So I would like to give you a following statement. So circular economy cannot be done by an individual person, title, end customer, industry. It needs to be done by joint forces. And this is why, because the overall supply chain needs to be considered in the overall approach, right? So, and with that, in the next 50 minutes, I will give you a little bit more background about the statement. Let's get started. So the European Circular Economy Action Plan is one of the main elements of the European Green Deal. So it's on the industry to be very carefully in terms of choosing the right raw materials at the very beginning, so in the design phase. It's also important to find the right way how to produce, how to distribute, and in the end, how to consume. But it also is on us, the industry and the customer, to build partnerships to collect empty containers, empty packaging, and at the same time to bring them back into the recycling stream, right, to recover the packaging, and with that bring everything in circularity. So the overall goal of circular economy is really to avoid residual and waste, bring everything in circularity, and protect what is vital. Protect what is vital. So for the industry, there's three major activities or targets. So first is eliminate waste and pollution, circulate products and materials, regenerate the nature. And when it comes to the word of waste, right? If you're talking to end customers, so they're ultimately coming to waste equal packaging waste, right? And the question is, why is that? Why is this situation? And actually, our customers are emotionally, let's say, affected from this kind of a pictures. So you can see fishes and turtles caused by plastic pollution in the ocean, right? And indeed, we have 150 million tons of plastic exist in the ocean today. And you can imagine the forecast is even worse. So we have 4.8 to 12.7 million tons of plastic enters our ocean each year. What I'm trying to say is we need to start to protect the environment right now, right? And it cannot be done just by an individual person. It needs to be done by joint forces. Of course, the industry is also driving protect what is vital, but also the European Union also recognize the situation we are living right now, and they also come in a kind of an action plan through the European Green Deal. So what they are currently doing is to transfer the packaging and packaging waste directive, so something could be interpreted in different ways, to a really strict regulation. And the aim of this regulation is to boosting the possibilities for packaging in terms of recycling, recyclability, and reuse, right? And these three areas are just options, but we have also other types of solution if we're looking on the waste pyramid, which can have a very big and major environmental impact. So looking on the top, we have the first one is prevention. So avoid disposal products. What is meant? It's plastic bags, straws, plastic cutlery. Yeah, we should avoid using it, right? Find ways to avoid that. Then it follows, so prevention followed by reduce. So use less packaging. An easy example for this would be for your washing machine. Instead of using a 1 liter bottle with the detergent inside, why not using a tablet with the plastic foil, right? So it's less plastic compared to this bottle. And then reuse is followed by reuse, so refilling and reuse. Refilling 1 liter spray bottle or other containers. Or reuse, let's collect packaging back from the market, let's wash them and bring it back into the supply chain again. Bring it back to the production plants and giving the possibility to refill them. But of course, due to material compatibilities, no is always the possibility. So let's think further about recycle, right? So recycle means you're collecting the packaging back, you are shredding them, and in the end producing PCR material, so post-consumer resin. And this resin can be used instead of virgin material, right? That's and this is some of the solutions we have already in place. We just need to decide. What I mean by decide is that it's on the company's strategy, what kind of 3R strategy or kind of R strategy they are following, because it needs to fit to the business model, right? So they can use reuse and recycle, and or they can even use just one of them, but they can also use the combination of all three of them. So reduce, reuse, and recycle. But it really needs to fit to the business, right? To the business model of the customer and, of course, of the strategy. And with that, I'm already coming to the wrap up. So we discussed the 4 topics. So packaging is one of the focus areas of the Green Deal. So packaging is in the spotlight. It's recognized that we have a pollution, that we have a challenge here. National implementation might take decades. So we are running right from a directive to a regulation. It will take some time if every transition is made. Different elements, how to respond, reduce, reuse, recycle, but always keep in mind there's also prevention as an option, right? Sometimes not considered. And company strategy needs to fit the steps being taken. And if you remembered my statement at the very beginning, right? And actually, I would like to close the presentation with that. We cannot make the leap alone. We must join forces for a true circular economy. So we cannot choose just one part of circular economy, packaging, and hey, dear customer or dear supplier, please provide me sustainable packaging. It needs to be the entire circular economy cycle. We need always to consider these principles. And with that, thank you for your listening to me, right? And have a good day.